Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron. I hope you're having a great day or night in Jesus. Here with a book I just got, been flipping through it, reading through it. Just wanted to share it with you. Thought you might find it interesting. Thanks for being here again. Do hit subscribe, bell notification. The Enlightenment, The Rise of Modern Paganism by Peter Gay. This is put out by Norton. And so I think it may have been Charles Burris, who I read a lot of his articles. I don't know really anything about him. He's an engineer in France or something. And, but I do like a lot of his articles. But, you know, I've done a lot of Enlightenment studies, and I grew up thinking like the French Revolution was this awesome thing, it was an incredible thing, and it was parallel to the American Revolution. The older I got, the more research I did, the more I realized that was just not the truth. And so that's kind of where the terminology, the Enlightenment, comes from, is out of that French revolutionary tree. So let me just, you know, so like I turned here in the era of pagan Christianity. It goes into Richard Bentley Boyle. Richard Bentley was obviously like a Bible scholar type guy. Thomas Hobbes, life is short, nasty, brutish. And just reading through that was good. Baconian, Fontenelle, Cicero, just some of the names on there. And then when I got all the men of the Enlightenment were cuckoos in the Christian nest, none were more discriminating than Gibbon. So it's talking about the decline and fall and his perspective there. And then looking at like even the bibliography, which I love. You know, it's talking about 17th century historiography deserves much further treatment. Bach, and it goes into this. And then it goes into archaeology, ancient archaeology books. So, you know, I do the archaeology podcast. But then the humanist attitude toward early culture has been briefly examined by Carl H. Danafield's The Renaissance and Pre-Classical Civilizations. So I get a lot out of the bibliographies out of these type books. So it's well over 500 pages with this great bibliography. And then it's got a bibliography of works frequently cited. Like it's got David Hume here, which David Hume, from a Christian perspective, is not a great guy. I had to read him studying for a PhD in Christian philosophy years ago. Voltaire, Henry, Francois Marie Arouet was his name. God told Ephraim Lessing, which he had things to do with the Bible. Immanuel Kant with his categorical imperative. Johann Wolfgang Goethe, who was a literal member of the Illuminati. Study that. Denis Diderot, which I've read a lot of Diderot. The Encyclopedia of Diderot and D'Alembert, which was amazing in putting fire in the minds of men. David Hume, The Complete Modern Pagan. And so, who is he? So I read this. Peter Gay is Sterling Professor of History Emeritus at Yale University and Director of the Center for Scholars and Writers at New York Public Library. And so his other books include his best-selling Freud, A Life for Our Time, and his 5-volume The Bourgeoisie Experience, Victoria to Freud, all available from Norton paperback editions. Who's that real good 9-volume? I really like, he's from Notre Dame, and he wrote a thing on philosophy. I really can't think of that, because I think that's a Norton edition's reason I mention it. But it's, you know, quoted by people from the Journal of Modern History, New York Times Book Review, William and Mary Quarterly, the Saturday Review. So, you know, if you like history, or maybe we don't like history so much, this would probably be a good starter book in that time period, the Enlightenment, and maybe seeing, especially from a Christian perspective, it's maybe not all you may think it is. So God bless you. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, or taken into captivity for lack of knowledge. Knowledge puffeth up, charity edifies, so we just better love, get our knowledge from God. Talk with you later, and join us daily. Bye-bye.